Welcome back to Terrence Roy at the Movies. We just watched episode 3 of season 7 of Game of Thrones, The Queen's Justice. Uncle Mo, thank you, ma'am. At the beginning of this episode, things immediately went down. Jon immediately arrives at Dragonstone. And I was like, hey, I'm Jon. And Dany's like, I don't know who that is, so bend the knee. And Jon's like, I don't really want to bend the knee, because your father killed my grandfather and uncle.
Yes. Didn't
care for it.
Honestly, Game of Thrones went right into it. Awesome beginning. It's true. I think that moment when the dragon actually flew over Jon and Sir Davos, I think they really pooped themselves.
Yeah, I thought the effect was a little. It wasn't the effect itself; it was the timing. I felt like they ducked when the dragon was like 5 feet away from them. I was like, they would have ducked way before that had that actually happened.
Yeah, I was about to say, at any moment, I would have ducked if there was a dragon.
Mm-hmm. I know they were just responding to the effect, but that's the thing. I just think the timing was off. But it was, yeah.
And then the other part I loved about that, which when they met them at the boat, was like, give away your swords. Mm-hmm. What were you thinking there? Would you have done that, or?
You wouldn't really have an option. Well, at that point, you're just like, if we don't give away our swords, they'll just take them anyway, or, this will just start off even worse than it's starting off now.
So, at the beginning of the episode, it's a lot of witty comebacks between Jon and Dany and Tyrion, and they're speaking a lot of metaphors, but the dialogue is really, really done well, and you can see even the mental strategy in the chess playing going on with every words that they say.
It's true. I'm looking up who wrote this episode. Keep going.
Okay.
I realized I should have paid attention to that. Was it Mark Mylod? Mark Mylod is the director. I don't know if he directed this. Usually they direct 2 back-to-back.
So, I'm not sure, but it's well written. One of the main things I kind of caught on to, like even Dany even said, every word that you said is taken very seriously at this point. Every word can be meant or taken as a threat. Every word you don't say can be taken as an intentional diss or intentional slight.
Yeah.
So Dany even said, I'm the ruler of the 7 kingdoms, and I see that you haven't called me a queen.
Mm-hmm. It's true. He was very, very informal. He was like, we got things to do. I don't have time for this. She was like, bow to me. Be very formal. We're going to do this whole thing. You're going to bend the knee. The North is going to come back into the fold, be one of the 7 kingdoms. It's going to be great. Let's do it. And Jon's like, I don't have time for this. People are dying up north right now. It's a real problem. But I was hoping this episode was written by Brian Cogman, because Brian Cogman is great, but it looks like it was written by somebody who's never written an episode before. Vanessa Taylor, maybe? But anyway, it was a very well-written episode, so I was just,
No, it definitely was. So let's put yourself in Dany's shoes. If you were Dany, what would you be, here Jon Snow, he just came in, Tyrion knows him, and you're trying to control the 7 kingdoms. What would you have done, or what would you have been thinking if you were Dany?
I don't know. I feel like I would have been way more kind of agreeable and would have given Jon more of what he wanted immediately, probably. Because I feel like, but it's hard because I have the knowledge of what Jon has, but
I was about to say, because but
that's the thing. I don't want to be if I was Dany, I'd be so self-aware that my father was the Mad King that the entire time I'd be like, don't do anything evil. Don't threaten to burn people constantly. That's the thing. You say put myself in Dany's shoes, I would do nothing the way Dany did it. So it's hard to.
Okay. No, I was just curious about your opinion.
Yeah.
I think Tyrion he said it. Jon Snow just comes in with a losing argument. She can't, even if she wanted to believe him, she can't give him her army.
I mean, she could. I mean, Cersei isn't actually sieging them. The reason she can't give him the army is because they're sieging Cersei.
Well, you can't also give him the army because, then that would also mean that he would be more in command than her. She wants to do something. He's asking.
I mean, she could go with and do it herself. And obviously she thinks the dragons can handle everything, because later in the episode she's just like, oh, we gotta take out Euron. Euron's destroying everybody. I'll take the dragons and do it myself. That's literally her attitude later. She's just like, I'll just get on the dragons and we'll just go and do it.
Yeah.
She doesn't care about the army. She's like, close enough.
So that was honestly, that was a great beginning. But what kind of, Varys comes in and kind of stops the argument. It was, it was a perfect timing to pretty much stop the argument and say, hey, we have bigger problems.
Yeah. He comes in and he's basically like, I don't want to bother you, but all our ships were just destroyed. It's kind of a problem. We might want to handle that first. So.
Oh, man.
And that's what happens. And then after that, we immediately see the outcome of that. We see King's Landing, where Euron has... I kept saying Obara last episode. It's Ilaria, because Obara's the daughter who died. But it's all the Sand Sticks. They did a horrible job with the Sand Sticks in the series. Yeah. So Ilaria is taken prisoner with one of her daughters. I don't know which one. I think it's the one I don't know the name of. It's Obara, Tayin, and some other one. But
yes.
But so they're taken prisoner along with Asha Greyjoy or Yara Greyjoy. Or, why do they keep renaming people from the books to the show? It's very confusing.
So the biggest thing, I think, the most important thing, you see him get brought down through King's Landing. I'm sure I heard a couple people yelling shame and throwing vegetables.
They were yelling some vile things. They were throwing insults like it was like Jerry Springer in there.
But the most important thing, other than Euron, making his sexual advances on Cersei, I think the most important part of that scene was, how is Cersei going to take her revenge? This is somebody that if you cross, you better off jumping off overboard like
Theon, just
like jumping overboard like Theon, because she has been legendary with her revenge.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And she took her revenge exactly how I thought she would. How I kind of hoped she would. Irony way, so it's like, one good turn deserves another. You killed Marcella with the poison lips. I'll kill your daughter with the poison lips.
See, I'm not gonna lie, with Sir Gregor Clegane, I honestly thought she may let him have her way with her daughter.
Like part of me legitimately thought that she'd just be like, I just want to get this over with, Gregor, just kill him immediately. Part of me thought that she might do that, but I hope that she wouldn't. I hope she would go, long.
I'm happier that way, but and I honestly at that moment I just wanted him to take off his helmet. I was like, show her the monster that you created.
Yeah.
I literally thought they were going to do that, but they didn't.
No, they didn't. There's no real. Other than just the terrifying factor, wouldn't really accomplish much. But Cersei already had the terrifying factor. And let me say, maybe it's like in relief to the Sand Snakes, because I don't think any of them are particularly good actresses, or maybe they're just not good written characters or something, but it didn't really work. But Lena Headey as Cersei in that scene, the acting she was doing, it was elevating that scene completely. Her just giving her monologue the entire time, I was like, this is intense, and it's great, and it's all the acting.
I don't blame the people of the Sand Snakes. They were such a secondary house. And when you read the books, you could tell that they are going to take much more of an importance in the books than they are in the show. Mm-hmm. I just think, honestly, I blame the creators of the show for just putting them as like a secondary family that just does not matter.
They were like, we should put them in there because they're pretty prominent in the books, and we'll just forget about them. The show's going to be different than the books. The show's completely different than the books now, pretty much.
Just how quickly they killed the prince in last season. Mm-hmm. They was like, oh yeah, he's the prince. He's down there. He's dead. But
what happened to him? Hey, he died.
Exactly. It's just, But let's get back to the story at hand. But I can't believe that has to be, as a mother, like one of the worst ways to see a kid die.
Probably, yeah.
At least the only thing I say for her, at least Sir Gregor did not have her way with her child, because honestly, I thought Cersei is just that demonic of a person to possibly do something like that.
I think that would have been too far, personally, a little bit. For the show, too, at this point. I feel like people don't want to see that on the show anymore. After all that Ramsay stuff they did the last couple seasons, people are like, we're just tired of that. We just want the show as we like it. And the show as we like it is with Cersei being really, really malevolent, That's what she was, so...
talk about people being malevolent and being strategizing. We go right up to the north with Sansa and Petyr Baelish.
The title of this episode should be Baelish has his groove back. The last episode, everybody's like, Baelish made all these mistakes. What was he doing? I never thought he made mistakes. I thought he had a plan and everything. And now he's doing it. He's imparting to Sansa the knowledge she needs to know. She's already going around town being like, fix this, fix that, put leather on the armor. It's going to be cold. We're going to need protection. Do it. And send ravens here. Do this there. She's totally in control. Great Lady of Winterfell.
Honestly, I think it's just like a total turn on for Baelish. Yeah. Baelish is sitting there like, yes.
Baelish is sitting there he's doing like a creepier, more sexual version of like what everybody else is doing, where they're just like, character development, excellent,
getting more power.
Pretty much. And he tries to impart that knowledge on her. Finally, she's after she's sending all that stuff around, he basically pulls her aside and he's like, Sansa, Cersei's still a threat, and everyone's a threat. And at any time, anybody could be a threat, or an ally.
I think that, whoever does the writing, like, Petyr Baelish's quotes are just so epic. Oh, wow. He was like, don't think this is stagnant. I think if Petyr Baelish was on the side of Daenerys, they wouldn't be making the same mistakes that they are. Mm-hmm. They keep getting caught in surprise. Mm-hmm. But, Petyr Baelish is like, I never get caught with a surprise because I think of every outcome and scenario.
Just imagine everything possible
beforehand.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. That's exactly what I was thinking too. I was like, man, they wouldn't have been caught by surprise. Like, that's the thing. Sansa won't be caught by surprise because she's learning from Baelish and everything. And I think Aidan Gillen's delivery, totally. Aidan Gillen's been one of my favorite actors now for ever since he was in one of my favorite movies, Shanghai Nights. Underrated movie. Not a lot of people saw it, but I saw it 4 times in the theater. It was great. And Aidan Gillen was there, and he was like, yeah, so... Great actor, and great delivery, and just it's a great example of how everything comes together in the show to make something amazing.
So my favorite character finally came back. Somebody's at the gate.
Gendry?
No.
Gendry?
Bran.
Gendry?
Bran came back.
Gendry?
Gendry's dead.
Gendry's not dead.
We haven't seen him in like 4 seasons. He's dead.
We hadn't seen Hot Pie in 4 seasons. We saw him last episode. So we haven't seen Namir in like 5 seasons. We saw him last episode. So stay tuned for Gendry. But yes, at the gate. Who's at the gate? Tell me. Who's at the gate?
Bran's at the gate.
Bran's at the gate.
A creepier version of Bran.
Yeah, he's like he seemed like he completely changed. Like. Sansa's been doing like the character development, like episode by episode, season by season. Bran was just like, I'll just disappear for periods of time and come back and be completely different.
I didn't exactly like that about him. Like, he was kind of aloof and kind of like, I'm not there, I'm the three-eyed raven.
He's like, I can't stay present in the moment. I gotta be everywhere and everywhere.
And Sansa's like, you're my brother, but you're really, really creepy. Mm-hmm. What the hell happened to you? I haven't seen you in like 6 years. Mm-hmm. You think you're this three-eyed raven.
And then the dialogue they gave him was really creepy too. When they're talking about like her wedding night with like Ramsay and everything, and it's just like, it was so beautiful that night. You were so beautiful. You dressed it up. Brad, are you okay? Stop over, Brad.
Well, I don't know who wrote the writing there, but I was like, I'm not okay with this. What happened to the kid?
Yeah, that's real awkward. real awkward.
And why choose the wedding night?
Yeah, that's so weirdly inappropriate.
As like the thing that you're gonna like try to prove yourself to Sansa. The wedding night where Sansa had things horribly done, like that.
It reminds me of that kind of people who like have like some sort of like disability or something like that, who say the worst thing at the worst time, like whatever it may be, because there's multiple things that can affect people that do that, but people who just kind of blurt something out and they're just like, it's super inappropriate, and you're like, what the hell was it? That's you're like, Bran, why would you do that? That's a poor choice.
Comment below if you thought that was just a horrible choice. They could have chosen any moment.
Mm-hmm. They could have done anything. Also, I thought it was like weird because all the information he had was like super generic. Like he could have made it up. Like
a white dress.
Oh man, you look so. Remember when you married Ramsay that everyone knew about, and you had a white dress,
and it was snowing in the north.
It was snowing in Winterfell. What a unique night that was when all those things that don't ever happen happened. Yeah.
Oh man.
He could have just made all that up, but she just kind of leaves. She's kind of like, this is too much. I can't handle it.
She's more like, what kind of drugs are you on, Bran?
She's like, I don't get it. And the thing where he's like, it's hard to... She's like, I was trained by the three-eyed raven, and I am the three-eyed raven. And he's like, it's hard to explain. I'm like, it's not hard to explain, though. There was a three-eyed raven, and he died, and I inherited his title. That's super easy to explain.
That pissed me off more than anything. It was just like, he just seemed so aloof, so distracted by everything. I'm just like... This is not your character. You just came home for the first time. Like, act 90% normal.
Act engaged at all.
And then what else happened after that?
Well, I mean, then we went to Old Town and we saw Sam and Jorah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, great success. Jorah's perfectly fine. Yeah, everybody wins.
I'm not going to lie. Games of Thrones I feel like they're rushing things.
Oh, they definitely are.
True. Like, snappy fingers.
They're on fast forward completely, yeah.
So like, if you guys want to just be done with, like, the show, like, that's upsetting to me. Like,
I've said this multiple times, but I think the main producers who are getting tired of making the show and want to do their own show, hand it off to somebody else.
The pace you guys are going now, Ser Jorah is perfectly okay.
Yeah.
It's like insert magic wand here, insert magic wand there. Like, if you guys slow it down half an episode, it would be more believable. But who am I? I'm just a fan who's been reading the books and watching the show.
And then Jorah's like, man, Sam, you saved my life. And Sam's like, your dad saved my life so many times. We got you, bro. Don't even feel that bad about it.
So, Jorah, where are you going next?
I'm going back to Dany. Where do you think I'm going? I'm going back to Dany. I'm Jorah. That's what I do.
Oh, man.
We'll see how that goes. But.
And then when Jorah reached out his hand, there's no way on earth I'm grabbing that hand. No, Sam did.
Yeah, Sam, yeah.
There's no way I'm reaching out for that handshake.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would.
No way.
Yeah, I think the hand he reached out with was one of the hands that wasn't even infected anyway, so...
But then he put the infected hand.
That's true.
On top of it.
But literally it was just in the scene where they're just like, you're fine, there's nothing wrong with you, so that's...
I felt like that's that moment when you accidentally meet a friend outside of a bathroom and you just couldn't tell they just went to the bathroom and they stick out their hand and you're just like
no.
Nah. Next time I'll get you.
And the Archmaester then wants to see Sam in his office later that night. And he's like, Sam, you've done bad things. I explicitly forbade you to do this. He gets off in the classic excuse how everybody gets off. I think Harry Potter got off this way like 4 or 5 times. All the like young adult characters who do things get off this way. Where it's just like, you did exactly what I told you not to, but you happened to be successful. So okay. It's just like, we're going to treat this as kind of a break even. Like,
I can only hope that works that actually works when I have kids. Like, don't do that. Well, it actually worked. So just don't tell your mother.
Pretty much, yeah. Just like, as long as nobody else ever finds out about this, we're totally okay.
As long as nobody else is hurt, we were okay.
We're not going to celebrate this, but I'm also not going to punish you for this. We're just going to be fine. And he's like, here, I got all these books I need you to copy over. It's like, what did you expect? You're going to get a reward after this? No, you're not going to get a reward. You're going to be exactly the same. And I'm just like... Exactly the same, because he was cleaning crap before and stuff like that. I mean, transcribing more books over seems like an upgrade to me. So
honestly, I thought Sam was gonna be like, "Hey, so Jorah, take me with you." That'd be something. Yeah. I thought that, but that's not what happened.
It's more work to do with the Citadel.
Yep. And then my favorite part of the episode happened.
Oh yeah, what was your favorite part of the episode? Wasn't Bran coming back? Well, Bran was creepy. That's fine.
Creepy Bran? Yeah. No. The battle scenes were my favorite part.
Yeah, and we got a couple of battle scenes going on there. We got the Siege of Casterly Rock.
Yes. I think that's the first time I've ever seen Casterly Rock, technically.
Yeah, I feel like they showed it a couple of times back originally, like when Tywin was coming down from Casterly Rock originally to King's Landing, but not for a long time, I don't think so. No.
So my favorite, part of my favorite part was the dialogue.
Wow.
They're going on an attack.
Tyrion had like the whole narrating the battle even though he's not there.
Like Tyrion's like, I'm gonna know a back door.
Tyrion's like, they're gonna try to do it, but they probably can't do it. But if they get in through my secret entrance, they probably can do it.
Oh man, that reminded me so much of Lord of the Rings Twin Towers.
I was thought that too. Part of me was like, those ladders they were using to scale the walls looked like they were like made of like bamboo or something. Like, where did they get those ladders? Where did they come from? They haven't had all these resources.
But only thing I could wish for is that scene would be a little bit fast. I mean, a little bit longer. They went through the underground tunnel, and then explosion here, attack here.
Well, that was the problem. The problem was there was no one there. I mean, there's a pretty good scene of Grey Worm in the tunnels or in the hallway just killing like 3 or 4 people. That was pretty good, but then he has that realization moment where he's like, there were far more Lannister soldiers than this were supposed to be here. Where are the rest of them? But before that, he looks out into the sea and sees they're getting ambushed.
Yes. Strategy. Oh my god.
Ambushed by Euron Greyjoy at sea.
The Greyjoys. I don't know how they keep teleporting to different places, but if you overlook that, it's absolutely awesome. The Greyjoys are destroying their entire fleet.
Cersei
and all the Unsullied on the boat.
Cersei just keeps using her like Euron trump card, just like boom.
It's like a trap card that you can't get off the deck.
You attack the Casterly Rock, I reveal Euron, and you screw. Pretty much.
But honestly, one Lannister keeps getting outsmarted by another Lannister.
Yeah. Tyrion keeps getting outsmarted. Who would have thought?
By somebody who's actually fought battles. Mm-hmm. So it's a battle between wits, and I feel like Sir Jaime knows exactly how Tyrion thinks and likes the. So I feel like it's just like a battle between we know each other too well. We're too evenly matched. Mm-hmm. So every chess move you make, I do a counter move.
Mm-hmm. It's true. It's very, very true. When Olenna was talking all that stuff a couple episodes ago about how don't ever trust a clever man, I was like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Tyrion's totally got this. And it turns out no, he didn't have this at all. He was super wrong. He was so outsmarted by Euron, by Jaime, by just everyone.
Well, but it's making it. Honestly, this is the only way they could have done it. They're doing this because honestly, Dany is so powerful.
She's so powerful that if she just succeeded, there'd be no Cersei immediately.
There would be no show.
She'd just be in King's Landing.
King's Landing.
Guess I won. Show over.
Everybody's dead.
Pretty much.
So now they make a little bit more drama.
Yeah.
And then Jaime's marching down the Highgarden.
He is. He marches down to Highgarden. All those troops that were missing from Casterly Rock, he's got them, and he's taking them, and he's going to take Highgarden.
You know what kind of pissed me off about it, though?
What's that?
Man, Highgarden was taken really, really easily.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. A lot of the Highgarden soldiers were on the ships that Euron destroyed last episode, so... Yeah. I mean, some of the Dornish people were too, but it was a mix of the forces.
See, I felt like they hadn't gotten there yet. It doesn't matter. Yeah. But
they killed a lot of Highgarden already. Highgarden's already been pretty messed up in this war.
So, what did you think about Jaime and the Queen of Flowers?
Yeah, Olenna was there. Olenna was like, "Hey, are you come to kill me? Surprise! I didn't think this was gonna happen." That's the thing. It's she wasn't that clever either. So she was like, "I totally got this," and Jaime's like, "No, I outsmarted everyone." Basically.
I just thought that was a bunch of wisdom there. She was just I outlived my time. I've done some horrible things. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows, but my last dying wish is to rub it in your face that I know all your dirty laundry and secrets.
No, I will say, we didn't talk about this, but earlier in the episode, everybody apparently knows their dirty laundry and secrets because Cersei and Jaime just... They slept together, and then they're just like, come in, everybody come in and see, who cares?
Who's gonna stop them?
No, that's exactly what Cersei said. She's like, I'm the queen. I do what I want.
You know I can. Huh? You know I blew up the great stuff in Baelor and nobody stopped me yet.
I wonder how Olenna feels about that. Like, it'd be great if like Olenna was there and she was just like, I know all your secrets and all of it. And Cersei's like, I don't care. I don't care anymore. Who cares?
And then she kept asking him, like, how am I going to die? Death by poison.
Yeah, but painless poison, because Jaime is still very compassionate.
Complete character arc there. But that dialogue was intense.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. So all of the reflections on the mistakes they've made and how he learned from his mistakes, and she wasn't going to have any more chances to learn anything, and it's very sad. There's this whole sub-arc about like how he's basically like, I just love Cersei so much at this point, I can never escape, which was very interesting and very compelling and completely different than the books.
Yeah, somewhat.
No, not somewhat. Okay, we're getting into the books. Book spoilers right now. End of the 5th book, literally, he gets the message from Cersei where he's like, oh, Cersei wants me to come be your champion. And he's like, throw this message in the fire. I don't care anymore. I'm done.
Yeah, but very first episode, very first chapter of the book, he pushes Bran Stark out of the window.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
for love. We don't know if he's going to go back.
I'm not talking about season 1 compared to book 1. I'm talking about season 7 compared to book 5, where we are now in both of them.
But book 5, there's still 2 more books to come out. We don't know.
That's exactly my point, though. But he's not going to go back. He's not going to. Him going back would make no sense in the books at this point. It would make absolutely no sense.
Stannis dying in the show made no sense, but they killed him. He's dead.
Allegedly. And yeah, it didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense at all. They completely ruined Stannis' character arc, but because they've done some horrible things with the show. There's some great things with the show, too, but they've done some horrible things with the show. But
I still believe in the books. Jaime is still going to go back to Cersei.
How could he go back?
Point.
How could he? He literally just rejected her outright at the end of the book. He's like, literally, she calls for his aid and he burns it.
He burns it, but he felt sad about it.
Of course he felt sad about it.
He cried that night.
Of course he did.
He cried that night.
But there's a difference between crying, wanting to go back, and being
He
sad.
burned it because he could not go back at the time.
No, it's not. He easily could.
He had a whole River Run.
He could easily. The whole Lannister army has River Run. He's
in control of it. He's controlling the.
And he's got a commander below him and a commander below that, and anybody.
You know why? You know why? Because winter's coming. He's protecting the River Run to protect Cersei.
I think we read 2 completely different books because it was pretty clear when he burned that letter. I don't know what
book you was reading.
When he burned that letter, he was done with her. When he burned that letter, it was over.
No. Comment below.
You don't dramatically. If he literally was like, I can't do it, he would have written her a letter back and been like, I should probably get Gregor to do this because I'm holding River. He wouldn't have dramatically been like, I'll burn this and forget about it forever.
Was still in control of the Great Step. Unless he was going to go kill everybody in King's Landing, save her. Jaime is smarter than that. Jaime's like, we have issues here. Let me control the issues here. You're going to have to control your issues there.
That seemed pretty clear to me that he just dramatically burnt her letter because it was symbolically that he was done with her. That seemed pretty obvious to me, but we'll see. We'll see in the next book when it eventually comes out in 2035.
And then Lyanna, correct?
Lyanna Stark?
No.
Lyanna?
The Queen of Flowers.
Oh, Olenna, yeah.
Olenna.
Yeah.
Olenna commits suicide.
Basically. He gives her the poison, and he's like, here, take this. And she's like, is it painless? And he's like, yeah, it's painless. And she's like, oh, I'll take it right now then. Let's do this. And my final words, I'll tell you, it was me. It was me all along. It was me, Austin. I killed Joffrey.
And Petyr Baelish.
She didn't say Baelish, though. I was waiting for that. I was waiting to see if she also implicated Baelish. If she had also implicated Baelish, that would have been really interesting.
I think a small part of her is still kind of ruined. Baelish for the win! Yeah. I don't want you to know that.
Like maybe he'll have revenge eventually. Yeah? See what happens. So.
Well, thank you for coming to see the show today. I think that's about it.
That's pretty much the end of the episode for the most part. Yeah. So. Yeah, tell us what you think. Was it good? Was it bad? Is Jaime with or against Cersei in the books, in the show? I mean, in the show, he's clearly still with her, but we'll see. And, I mean...
Thumbs up, subscribe, and comment.
Yeah, and we'll see you next week. Next week for... Are you out of town next week?
I could possibly see something Thursday night.
Okay.
But
well, I'm talking about Game of Thrones though. Will you be out of town Sunday night?
Oh yeah, I'm out of town.
That's why I figured. So maybe I'll do it one on Sunday night, and then when you come back, you'll watch it, and we'll talk about it. So, but yeah.
And if you guys want us to, review any movies that you have coming up or you guys see coming out in the next couple of weeks, comment below, and we'd love to, sit down and have a conversation about it.
Uncle Mo, thank you, man.